Hi Facebook, it's Emma Davis here. I'm a veterinary career and a veterinary business coach. I'm a veterinarian and I am starting 30 Days Live today and going to run through lots of really valuable content for you guys to work out what your best career looks like, what your business, the next level for your business is, and to help you get to the next level. So, talking today on quick tips to work out what your time is worth. Why do you want to protect your time, or why do you want to know what it's worth? Is because you want to protect it. It's your most valuable asset. Your time, you're making a choice in everything that you do of how you spend your time, and you want to make sure that, tip number one is that you're spending your time in alignment with your values. So if you haven't had the chance to evaluate what your values are, that's a really good thing we do straight up in coaching. And we just look at how you're built, where you're up to in life, what you want out of life, and what your values are, and making sure that you're spending your time in alignment with your values, because that's where a lot of peace and joy comes from, and fulfillment. And also recognizing that your values can change over time. You might be in full-on money-making mode for your 20s and early 30s, and then get into becoming a mum mode, becoming a family mode, and then your time takes on a different value then, because it's time spent at work is time away from your children potentially, and your family. So definitely time and your values can change shape as you go through different stages. So how do we work out what your time is worth? Well, it depends how you want to measure it, doesn't it? I'm going to talk about money today, but you can measure it in any value that you have. So it could be in contentment, it could be in freedom. There's lots of different values that people have, and that's a measure of their time. But in money today, for vets, let's talk about money. And you want to think about money is actually, so we want to think about how you spend your time as swapping energy for money. And you're putting time and your effort into whatever you're choosing to spend your time on. So let's say work. And then you want to see a fair swap of energy as money coming back in for that time. So it's a different concept. I know money is energy, but basically it is. And we're giving away our time. We're choosing to invest our time in different ways. And that could be making money, obviously being with our family, investing in our career, investing in coaching, etc., etc. So I guess to measure and to get a gauge on what our time is worth, we can benchmark against the industry. I've had some interesting discussions around locum wages and wages in vet world lately, and also measuring the value of, hi guys that are watching, also measuring spending your time as a vet as opposed to spending your time in other workplaces, and that can be a bit of a shake-up for veterinarians to think about, swapping out and doing something different. Hi Ange. But definitely you've got to keep in mind that you've got the choice. You're choosing to show up every day as a vet in practice, and you can choose to show up and do something different with your time as well. So tips are, what's your time worth? Have a look at what your values are. So work through your values. Make sure that you're spending your time in accordance with your core values. Look at benchmarking your value against the marketplace and seeing within the veterinary field and then outside of the veterinary field. And then look at what you can earn per hour, if we're talking money-wise, and then think about the activities that you can delegate that are less. So if you can earn $100 an hour being a veterinarian and working in the field, then you don't want to be spending your time doing $25 to $30 an hour jobs that you could delegate, because you don't want to be working all the time. You don't want to be working 80 hours a week and spending half of that time doing jobs that are less than your time is worth. So if there's an easy job to delegate, then delegate away, and that's when you actually start to value your time, is when you can recognize that your time is precious and you're choosing how to spend it. So you want to make sure that you do that wisely and recognize that you can purchase other people's time and energy for less. So if there's tasks that you can give away or delegate, then definitely do that and spend the rest of your time looking after yourself and being with your family, etc., so that when you're at work, you're your absolute best and that you're attracting the most money for that, money's energy for that time. And then the last tip I had was that we teach people how to treat us. So if you want to have a benchmark and an idea financially about what your time is worth, and then you want to hold pretty steady on that when you go into negotiations, because you will teach people how to treat you. So if you go in and your head's a bit low and your shoulders are a bit drooped and you're thinking, I'd really like, $65 an hour as a locum, but they're talking to you about $50 an hour, then you're going to miss out. If you haven't decided firmly in your mind that actually you're worth that money, you'll be easily talked out of it. So you actually want to think about it, do your benchmarking beforehand, think about how else you could be earning money and how else you could be spending your time. And obviously when you become a mum like me, then your time becomes a lot more precious because it's time not spent with your kids. Or worst case, at the end of life when we're looking at how we spent our time, and you wouldn't want to be wasting it at all. So don't be afraid to really, get in state and own your value, because we do teach people how to treat us. And if we go in and we teach them that we've got, pretty flimsy boundaries and pretty flimsy ideals about what we're worth, then some people will just walk right over those boundaries and do what they were going to do anyway. So there's some quick tips on how to work out your value. So you want to know out. You want to protect your time because it's your most valuable asset. You want to understand that you are making a choice in how you invest your time. You want to benchmark the energy that you've put into getting your qualifications and your degree, and the investment you've made in yourself to get to this point, and then benchmark against the industry that you're in, and also benchmark against other industries as well, so that you can work out different ways that you could be investing your time from this time forward. Understand what your core values are and make sure that you're in alignment with those core values and that those values can change over time. And of course, you can always audit your time. And I recommend that for my coaching clients, is that they get in there and actually do a week-long audit of their time and see where they're actually spending their time. Because oftentimes, we don't have enough time is one of our biggest excuses. So what we do is we call them on it and we audit their time, we track the time that they're spending, and we see if there's any wasted time in there that they might be able to use to better effect. So anyway, I'm a veterinary career and a veterinary business coach, and I am here to serve you and to help you realise the career of your dreams and a career that you love. So if you're thinking about changing roles or earning more money or spending your time more wisely, then please reach out and talk to me about how we can make that happen for you. And I look forward to, this is day 1 of 30 Days Live, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next 30 days. And thanks for the likes and loves, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love your veterinary career. Bye.